I remember a time where there was more time than money.
Right.
And then slowly what happened is the money grew, and then I went, oh wait, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, I've got money, but I can't even go to Disneyland because I don't have any time.
And it's incremental. It's almost like, well, I had $100, and a lot of money, but then it's like you had 1,000 or you had 2,000, and then you realize you had to start trading some of that money for other people's time because you couldn't handle it all.
Yeah.
A lot of the therapists that I talk to, and I mentioned this too, I'm going to Lauderstein Conway on Saturday. And I've started these conversations. They have me come in to talk to the students about being an independent massage therapist working for myself. The first thing I give as a recommendation so that massage therapists understand what they're up against is I tell them, listen, if you're going to run your own business, you're going to work 60 hours a week and you're going to get paid for 20. And if you're not willing to do that, go work for somebody else. Yeah. And that's the absolute quickest way to just separate, because the thing is, most people are not willing to do what I've done. I'm producing free content. Why do I produce this free content?
Right.
Well, it helps you, but here's the thing. What you and I have just done by making this video, and this is what massage therapists are so confused about, they're like, why is he giving me free information? Well, there's a link to my free time massage workbook below this video. That link is put on YouTube, which is owned by Google, which helps search engine optimization, right? It has all my social media links. It has your social media links, which improves your search engine optimization. And then when this video goes live, it means that you're going to be sharing that through your social media channels, and people will then look at me as knowing something more about business because I bought a camera and put it on YouTube.
No, for sure. And it's like, yes, I have some altruism, but it also does lead back to home, which is like what we talked about. Yeah. So, and the thing is, you have to kind of put yourself out there, because what separates you from the rest, and you have found a niche that's like, oh, this guy's talking about something that I would like to hear about, and I'd like to know about, it relates to me. And hey, at the bottom, guess what? www.
And when it's like guest blogging, so say I've now got the website, things are set up, I've got a modicum, a small amount of traffic. If I have you guest blog, and that means she writes a blog post now for my website, includes a link to her website. What we're doing is increasing the interconnectivity. That actually helps with search engine optimization.
Right, and it's also cross-promotion, right? So it's just like when you tag somebody on Facebook and then their friends see the tag because you tagged their name on it, think of it that way. So you're also increasing your audience, possibly exponentially, because if that blogger has 5,000 people and you've got 10,000 people, you've got that, and then plus even you can grow even larger. So that is another, like I said about when you have a guest blogger or a guest person on there, you make sure that you also are leading out to their audience as well, right?
Yeah. Cross-promotion, forming networks, forming alliances, forming good business relationships is beneficial, and it just catapults into the digital realm. Which to me, like we mentioned Twitter, it's just like a dinner party.
Right.
Just like you're just saying hello to people about, oh, hey, you like massage too? I do too. You like cheesecake? Hey, I like cheesecake, Here's my favorite place where I go in Austin to get a cheesecake or whatever it is.
Yeah.
When it comes to search engine optimization, keywords, because you know more about this than I do, so I'm interested in it. I know basics. So for instance, I'm a massage therapist. I work in the Austin area, so you want to show up on the first page of Google for massage.
Doesn't everyone?
Doesn't everyone.
Right, so?
Google has made it increasingly complicated. And when I say complicated, you can't game the system anymore. You used to stuff keywords and do all this crazy stuff to try to game the system, and Google has gotten smart to that and changed algorithms so that now what I have to do is produce great content, build a huge following, promote traffic, talk about massage more than anybody else, get more views. What do you recommend for small business owners, not just massage?
Just in general.
In general, what do you recommend for search engine optimization and keywords?
Okay, so there are a number of business practices that you should just kind of start making standard in your business, just because it will help with your SEO overall. Now, how it's technically looked at is on the web, if you go and see like, I'm trying to think, how can someone wrap their head around it? Okay, so when it comes to search engines, basically what they're looking at is what is your contribution to the World Wide Web, okay? So as a website, are you a standalone website that's over here in a field by yourself? Or are you a website that is part of an apartment complex or part of a city or part of a big country, okay? So part of that is, we'll start with the easiest thing, backlinks. So when you have a website, are you linked to other sites that are considered valuable to the web? That's either informative or sites that have high traffic or have a high Alexa ranking, right? So just putting your social media links on your site is backlinking, you know? So just putting those little 5, 6 icons to your social media sites, those are backlinks. So backlink is just a link to another site so that someone can go from your site to another site through your site, like a portal, okay? So obviously everybody knows that Google is king, you know, Google's the #1 site in the world. There are a lot of basic practices. There are white hat techniques and black hat techniques, okay? So you're supposed to use white hat, and like you were saying, Robert, Google has really gotten, their algorithm has grown leaps and bounds with technology. You know, back in the day, people would actually stuff a site with keywords, and they would like have the background white, and they'd make the text white too, so that you could put on your page massage, 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 massage like 500 times, and it'd be white, so that the search engine would pick it up, but the person couldn't see it with their eye, so it was code. So I don't know if that translates, but anyways, that's a black hat technique. There are some things that you can just kind of get into a normal practice on. So yes, you can put in meta tags on your site, which some of those site builders, there are places that they can put meta tags and descriptions. You always want to put the most important content within the first 150, words or so of your site. Google, again, changes their algorithm all the time. Nobody knows the Google algorithm. People ask me that all the time.
Make good content.
Yeah, make the good content and put it first on the page. I tell people, if I knew Google's algorithm, I would be on Google Island and not talking to you right now, because I would be one of the richest people in the world. Like, nobody knows the Google algorithm. It changes constantly, and it's, it used to be like they would go 25 words into your site. It was 50, then it was like back to 20. So it's like, just put the best content first. Put your best foot forward on the site. Put your best content first. Another thing that's easy to do is name your picture files. That's one of the things that a lot of developers and businesses don't do. So for instance, when I'm uploading pictures to a site through a platform, through WordPress or whatever, okay, so Robert goes and he takes a picture of a studio and he's using a Nikon camera, so his photos are named Nikon 5347, right? Now, you go and upload it into Wix as Nikon 5347. Well, how does Google know what that picture's of? It doesn't. So the main way for a search engine to know what your photos are of is by the name. So if you take a couple minutes and name your picture files, massage, wellness, Austin, all these keywords, JPEG, then guess what? That will come up in images, because that's how they identify what the image is by the name of the image. And that's something that anybody can do, and it takes a very small amount of time, but most people don't think of it, and they just upload the picture from their phone or whatever. And then developers definitely, unless you specify for them to do it, a lot of them, their job is to take the content and make it a website, not to rename it for you, not to make it pretty for you. They're going to take the pictures you provided and they're going to put them on a website, So things like naming your pictures, things like putting your best content in the top fold of your site, the top part of the page where you don't have to scroll down, putting it within the first 100 words, putting in those keywords and tags. Honestly, backlinking. Those are just easy things that are not difficult.
The other component is beyond keywords, beyond search engine optimization. I see this constantly. You can find a great website. It's got great information. How do I give you my email address? Because if you're not using your website to harvest emails,
Oh, yeah.
And basically
Right.
what you're doing is you're not allowing me to have this ongoing conversation, because email, unlike social media, always it gets received unless the person unsubscribes.
Right.
Right? So the thing is, very featured, very prominently featured on my website is download my free time massage workbook, because I'm additionally giving you something for free to get you to give me your email address, because that email address is more important than a sale.
Right. And now I've opened up a communication with you, so
Yep.
if I want to start a newsletter later or...
And the thing is, maybe at that time, that person is not on Twitter.
Right.
But they follow me for 2 years.
Right.
They say, wow, this guy's provided so much content. I'm on Twitter now, and they follow me on Twitter. And provides another layer of content. If you're not using the website to be able to harvest an email, to be able to form that ongoing communication, and then also through social media, the website fails. It's something that they look at for 5 minutes and then go away.
Right. And the thing is, again, it goes back to what do you want your website to do for you, right? Because some people, just want the website to kind of be, here's what we are, here's what we're about. It's like a calling card. It's like an extension of their business card. So if that's the case, then it is what it is, and maybe you don't have all that. But if you do want to be a little more interactive, and you do want options to be able to reach out to your people later and know who's visited your site, or even have a guest book on the site, honestly, but that's brilliant to have to download the form because
sign
you
up for
sign
my
up.
email list.
Exactly. So
But the thing is, if you say, listen, sign up for my email list, I put offers, coupons, and discounts.
Exactly.
They go, oh, I like coupons and discounts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like coupons. I like free stuff. I like to be on the VIP list.
I like free stuff. And that's where, so we went to search engine optimization and keywords. But here's the thing, I'm giving you free stuff, free content. You come to my website, you see the blog posts, the videos are embedded in the blog posts. It's helping my search engine optimization.
Right.
And that's what you try to have them understand. There's a versatility to what they can do with the website, but the website has to perform a certain level of functionality in giving people information, collecting information, giving social media links. Yeah.
It does. But again, I was like, don't feel like this is a really daunting task. These are things that are actually not very difficult to do. They just take a little bit of time and just kind of sit down and get it done, basically. And you have to think of the web as like a big chain link, right? So it's like, I met you here, and then I connected to you here, and then I connected to you here. Don't break the link, keep it going. So if somebody tags you, then you share it, and you do this, and you do that, again, and you lead it back to your site. That all leads back to your real estate and your property going home. And to go and expand on like what you were talking about with your, with a newsletter or with a download a book. So you may not have, for instance, content to download for your people right now like Robert does, but you can say, hey, join our mailing list and get $10 off your first service, okay? You can sign that up with MailChimp.com. It's free up to 2,000 people, which if you're starting at zero, it's going to be a while before you got to pay, and that embeds on your site, it embeds on your Facebook, it embeds on your social media, and then again, you have that way to contact your people later. So guess what? You're having a slow month and you've got 400 people in your mailing list. You send out, hey, you know what? We've got some openings this month and you're a VIP customer and we're going to do a blah, blah discount. So again, you've created that for yourself, whereas if you didn't have that option, you're just kind of sitting around like, oh my God, we're not busy and what am I doing? So it gives you a way to be more proactive in your business, and that way you can maybe not just wait for the customers to knock on your door, you can actually go out and get them.
See, I'm just a huge proponent, and even when it comes to, like, I used to spend more time worried about keywords and worried about search engine optimization in a way that I just don't worry about it now, because I continue to put out so much content.
It's going to happen.
The thing is, my keywords might only work to 80%. But that 80% is so strong and so vast with so much content that it works. So it doesn't have to work for me yet, at 100. But if I can go from 80 to 85, there's improvement. And here's the thing, when it comes to social media, I'll get on my Snapchat, which is my least followed platform, because millennials are using Snapchat. Older generation, they're taking time to move to the platform.
Right.
I'll get on Snapchat and say, hey, if you follow me on Snapchat, there's a 15% discount coupon code. Snap me.
Okay.
Because I'm giving the benefit to follow me on a very specific channel where I want more followers.
Right.
But I will test it out. I will go to Waterstein Conway, go to a big conference. I'll get on Snapchat and say, listen, I'm going to be at Waterstein Conway tomorrow. I'll give you a 15% discount on any of my materials if you tell me you saw this snap. Deafening silence. Because nobody's on Snapchat, right?
Yeah.
And when I say nobody, what I mean is
it's definitely an under 25.
Platform.
Yeah,
it's
under 25.
a smaller platform at this time.
It is.
But there's a complexity to it all and having keywords. So to bring it back to my industry, everybody wants to rank for massage. But knowing what you know about search engine optimization and about keywords.
Mm-hmm. So you want me to tell you how I go about doing that?
I want to know more. Because what I'm wondering is, do you put in your website manual therapy instead? Do you put in your website...
Okay, so let me tell you what I do, which is a bit of a cheat. A
cheat. Okay, good.
Hey, we're going by bizcheatsheet.com, so what do I want to tell you? Okay, so I started to do it this way years ago. It's not as easy to do anymore, but you can still do it. So have you ever used Google AdWords? Okay, so if you have a Google AdWords account or you have a Google account and you want to start AdWords, which AdWords gives you plenty of incentives. They send you like $100 coupons and $75 coupons all the time, right? If you go into your AdWords platform, they actually have a keyword tool that will tell you who searched for what, and you can put the keywords in and will not only tell you. So let me back it up. You go into their keyword tool and you can just Google keyword tool, okay? But you have to have an AdWords account to be able to access this page. So you're going to go into that keyword tool, and obviously if I'm an LMT, maybe I'm not that creative, so I just put massage, okay? So I put massage in. It will tell you how many people in this area and zip code search for massage, and then they'll say, and also consider LMT. And
I want to go turn off the camera and have a consult.
No, go ahead.
Because the thing is, it's sometimes a little confusing to me when I've gone in and Google's changed the keyword and keyword planner over time. So I found it a little confusing, but I was just excited.
No, and I'm sorry. Like I was like, yeah, go for it. Forrest Gump moment. So let me tell you how. For instance, one of our clients is a restaurant. We have quite a few restaurant clients, but we have to stay on top of keywords because...
Do you not mention your clients' names on camera, by the way?
I mean, I can.
Well,
I was trying not to go back to my place. I was trying to do it for
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
So, one of our clients when we first started out really wanted to be known for happy hour, okay? Now, let me start by saying that when it comes to keywords and SEO and all that kind of stuff, it can seem pretty daunting, and I'm not going to lie, it kind of is. And the more the competition gets out there, and if you're in a highly competitive city, all of that factors in. Okay, so obviously, if I'm in Austin, I'm going to have more competition than if I'm in Pflugerville, probably, right? Because just the population is bigger. So you have to look at where you're located, what your demographic reach is. Then you have to say, how competitive is my field? So to go back to the client that we had, they wanted to be known for happy hour. Isn't Austin like one of the top 5 drinking cities in the country?
Okay.
Happy hour is pretty hard, okay? So like, yeah, I can get you known for your specific type of food, but happy hour is across the board. Happy hour is every restaurant, every bar, Alamo Draft House, and you're competing with like all these other things that are not necessarily a restaurant. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so when you go to something like that, obviously it's a much more difficult undertaking than a very specific, category, right? Like we have another client that does aluminum construction trailers or something. He like makes trailers for your car. Nobody does that. There's like 2 people that do it in the state or whatever. So yeah, sure, I can get you #1 without doing anything, but if you were doing something like, again, like happy hour, it's like gambling in Vegas, okay? It's going to take a while. So that being said, you may not only want to think about happy hour. At that time, I'm also thinking what drinks are popular, right? Are mojitos popular this year? Are cosmopolitans? I'm going back old school. Okay, But again, if some drink is popular, people are probably Googling, where can I get this drink? right? Which will in turn lead to
see, now here's what's interesting. In my industry, this is what I think is happening. If you say massage, people are looking for massage, they're going to find Massage Envy. So it's harder to hit that first page thing for like the city of Austin.
And they've got multiple locations.
And beyond that, there isn't, well, I mean, it does exist, but the thing is, I don't feel like consumers are educated about trigger point therapy, myofascial release, see what I mean? Mojito, cosmopolitan.
Exactly. Pregnancy, like we talked about, sports therapy.
Exactly. So with Thai massage, I guarantee you I show up on the first page in Austin for Thai massage, even though I'm in Round Rock. But the thing is, I make so much noise about Thai massage, and there's so many backlinks and so much information about Thai massage over the years that anybody who searches for Thai massage, they find me.
Exactly, which is, that's what I'm saying. You found your niche, so you may not be going full steam ahead here, tunnel vision massage, but guess what? I snuck around the back under this other massage.
But it's a lesser searched keyword, but there's less of it in my area.
There's less competition.
Those people who are looking for that specifically probably want what I do. It's just a matter of, like you're talking about mojito, I think manual therapy would be one keyword. You could probably use other things like, I just don't know how many people are searching for myofascial release. In fact, I don't know if they
I was going to say, I didn't even know what it was until we had that
But here's the other component, like when we talk about, back pain, upper back pain, neck pain. You know, I'm thinking of other keywords, carpal tunnel, particular symptoms, thoracic outlet,
exactly, specific injuries. So let me back up again to go back to the Google AdWords tool. So when you go in there and you type in massage, it tells you, it'll tell you, okay, this many people search for massage in Austin and Greater Austin. And we also recommend these keywords. And then you do searches on that. Again, this takes a little bit of time. But why wouldn't you do it? It's totally worth it, right? And then you're like, oh, you know what? I didn't even think that people are looking like that. So let me just kind of back it up here. So, like I said, one of the little cheats is to go into Google AdWords, and they're trying to get you to buy these AdWords. That's why they have the tool, because they want you to buy that word.
Because they want you to see how many people are looking for, and have you go, oh my God, I can get all this business.
Right. Yeah. So you just say, oh my God, that's a great keyword for me to put in my site. Because obviously people are looking for that word. So it's kind of a way for you to see patterns, because you have to get in your client's head sometimes, right? So one of the things, I actually just talked about this in our last workshop. So you search one way, but that doesn't mean you search the way that I search, right? You may think of something, you may want to do something and you think of looking for it that way. I may look for it this way. Now, this is going to go back a ways. I'm totally dating myself, but one of the things I used to hate when I was a kid, I'd want to go to the movies, okay? I want to go see Star Wars, and I'd look in the yellow pages under movie. Movie theaters were not listed. They were listed under theater in the yellow pages. And I used to hate that. And I was like, every time I'd be like, oh my God, Indiana Jones is coming on. And I'd look at movies and I'd be like, theater. And I'm thinking theater, I'm thinking cats or something, right? Yeah. But movie theaters were listed under theater. And sometimes even the weird spelling with the, theater or whatever, and you're like, oh my God, really? So I say that to say that someone may think to look up, they may be looking for a certain thing, but they may search in a different way than you search. So you got to get out of just your head. That's why you have to find out how is your target customer looking for you and make sure they can find you. And
that's where the keyword tool.
Totally.
And then this builds also into social media and advertising for social media, because the real thing that this gives compared to the yellow pages is we have numbers.
Right.
We have data.
Right.
We have actual statistics on the number of people who search for particular words, which is what you're putting on your website. Right. The yellow pages didn't give you that.
Oh, please. The yellow pages, talk about people cheating. I remember people that used to name their business AAA because they wanted to come up first.
That's it. And the thing is, that is why Facebook now is really the keying as far as ads, because Facebook has collated the data. Facebook knows who's looking for Thai massage, and when I run an ad for Thai massage in my area, it hits everybody who's already liked my page, it hits anybody who's liked a thing.
Yeah. Who shares that interest.
They've collated all the data,
right?
But it goes directly to them. Now they don't have to search movie, now they don't even have to search, it just pops up in their feed because she's already liked it.
Because I already know that you like movies,
yeah.
That's what makes things like Facebook just so it's just changed the face of advertising so much, because before, you would have to so heavily rely on, I put a billboard up or I put an ad in a magazine and it cost me so much money and I don't know what really happened unless there's a call to action,
And I don't think that those forms of media have died. I don't think that those forms of advertising have died, by the way. As a real estate agent or massage therapist, we still connect with people.
Oh, totally.
But what's happening is
and it gives you brand
there's
recognition.
this entire layer of digital content and information that's stacked on top of organic.
Oh, totally. And that's the thing. You have to use them together, right? Because if I'm a real estate agent, you take a certain amount of comfort in the brand recognition of seeing my face 100 times. So you've seen my face and I look so trustworthy, and oh, of course I know her. She's that nice girl with the blue suit on. So you have both now. But
we went from search engine optimization and keywords, but it really is interesting to me because there are occasionally debates I see about business cards.
Okay.
Do you give people business cards?
Okay.
And I know I'm changing topics here.
Yeah, no. So are you talking about me personally or businesses?
Generally.
Okay, so my business is very specific, so I don't always give out my business card to everyone. But as far as a general practice, I do think that for any business owner, you need to always have a business card or some form of marketing material on hand at all times.
I don't.
Okay, so but again,
and maybe I fail. I used to have business cards. I need to have new ones. And the thing is, I'd much rather them follow me.
Yeah, totally.
On Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. And I asked them, do you use this? I had a client yesterday. He worked with a band from out in LA. They were on tour.
Okay.
He found me on Yelp. There's like 25-star reviews.
Right.
He had a code red emergency. He just needed somebody. And I was like, okay. I was like, listen, normally I do these epic 3-hour sessions. It's my day off, but I'm going to go ahead and see you just for this session. And here's why I did it. I knew that he worked with a band. I knew that he worked out in LA. And sure enough, he paid me, but he's very active on Twitter.
I was going to say, how many followers
He's like, can you
have?
send me an email with all your social media links? And I'm like, yes. And then in addition, I offered to make a YouTube video to show him how to work on his own back, where I was joking about being in the van.
Right.
How do you do yoga in the van when you're on tour? But here's the thing, when I make that YouTube video, when I get to reference him and put a link with his Twitter handle, with that band's website, because what it does is it's linking up their business and my business, and if that band shares that video through their social media.
Oh, please, no, that's credibility all day long.
That's exactly.
No,
and
it's
the thing
connectivity,
is, that's where I think even at 39, I've shifted more towards a millennial mindset when it comes to marketing, because business cards just get thrown away.
So yes,
Twitter is
I
a
do
digital,
agree.
ongoing, adaptable business card. So I'm not saying don't have business cards. I'm not saying that at all.
So here's the thing. I totally agree with that, and if you can get me to follow you on Twitter, that's definitely awesome. Okay?
Okay, go ahead.
So, but it depends on the arena that you meet me in, right? And that's why I say to have your card.
Okay.
So if we meet casually at a networking thing, then yeah, it might be cool to just go ahead and hop on and get on follow you right now. If I meet you somewhere where it's maybe not appropriate for me to get online, or you know what I mean, then I just don't want to be able to get a hold of
Have you used Snapchat?
I have, but very limited.
Okay, so on the back of your business card, so I have my information on one side, on the back of my business card, you put the small Snapchat QR code.
Yeah.
And if you're at a bar and it's noisy, you can hold out your card and point to it. And if they use Snapchat, they can take out your phone and go, whoop,
yeah,
and follow
totally.
you on Snapchat visually.
So, now to clarify, I personally am very limited on Snapchat, but that's because I have to run Snapchat accounts for numerous clients. Okay. I don't have the time. So, I don't even have the Facebook app on my phone.
We totally switch, but I think the reason why is when it comes to topics of conversation, sometimes people feel like the organic and the digital are somehow in opposition.
Oh, yeah.
They can do one or the other, but not both. And I think long term you need to juggle, and you need to figure out how to work into these digital entities as well.
Organic will follow. I tell clients all the time, listen, don't pay for organic. Organic's going to come. You know, I mean, things like Maps I think was introduced on Google in 2007. It hasn't even been around 10 years, not even 10 years. But people use Maps now like it's religious.